People who don't cook and always eat out. How can you afford it? I keep seeing posts in which people claim they don't cook and always eat out. First of all, do you never make simple meals such as pasta? Or maybe you heat up frozen food? And for those who always eat out, how can you afford it? It must cost at least twice as much that cooking at home. I don't think you'll get any answer other than they just spend more money doing so. They make enough money to be able to afford it. I make 6 figures and own a home in a low cost of living city. I eat out for probably 80 of my meals. Mostly because cooking for one sucks and I hate doing dishes. It's my biggest vice and spending habit. Some people make more money than you do. That's literally all it is. I can't. No kids, and 2 jobs. What? McDonald's for my wife and I is a similar price to me making a non-shitty meal at home. I feel like groceries are just as expensive these days. I eat once a day lol. Depends on the portion sizes. Let's say I pay $14 for some Asian food. If I don't eat all of it, I'll have enough for another meal. So I really paid $7 for that meal. Value menu. A lot of people can't afford it, but still do it. One of my sisters and mother are thousands of dollars in debt each just because they don't want to cook. I have an older sister who can't cook at all. Her husband can make basic breakfast items. Other than that, the two of them make enough money that they can afford to eat out pretty much every meal. It's completely wild in my eyes since I only go out to eat once or twice a month. Honestly, it's not much cheaper for 2 people to eat out than it is to cook. Plus, we both get what we want to eat if we do takeout. But we're also not eating out 3 times a day either. We usually do an order of takeout. And then it's random snacks and other little things we keep on hand. I do cook dinner maybe 3 times a week. But I absolutely hate cooking. I'm good at it, but I hate doing it. And with what we like to eat, it's really not that much cheaper to buy groceries. Especially these days. Lol. It shouldn't be too difficult to work out that not everyone earns whatever you earn. I've known some of those people and it's largely economy of scale. A woman in Vegas can get 2 meals from one order at a restaurant. Her fridge was full of to-go boxes. Meanwhile, refrigerated shipping to the middle of a desert raises prices. Technically, mac cheese with no milk or butter is cheaper. A gallon of milk where I am regularly gets up to $9. It's about $45 to buy the stuff to make fajitas for 2. However, the honest answer for many is that cooking, planning meals, and grocery shopping costs time and stress people don't have the mental health budget for. They go into our personal finance and gripe that they can't afford anything on their budget. I just can afford it, I guess. The cost is worth the time gained by not cooking for me. You have to make enough money. I have nothing to answer here. I wanna ask a question instead. People who frequently order in. How does y'all's stomachy agree with outside food? I used to order frequently. Then once I hit my 30s. I can't bear to eat restaurant-cooked food. It feels so synthetic. You can eat out for cheap. Sometimes cheaper than cooking for yourself. Always eat out doesn't mean lobster and porterhouse every night. Sometimes it's dollar menu fast food or cheap takeout with portions big enough to last a couple days. I used to live like this back in my 20s in the early to mid-00s. My half of the rent was about $375. and my roommate and I split the bills evenly. We owned our cars outright. So no car payments. No expensive hobbies. No kids. No other dependents. So all of our cash just went towards eating out and games. After the bills were paid. Life hack. Buy a tub of lettuce for $4-ish at the store. Then buy a burrito bowl from Chipotle or a salad and combine for 2 giant salads at maybe $7 each. This trick also works at Chick-fil-A too. But I buy extra nuggets. If you ask nicely, you can get extra dressing and toppings. I make 6 figures. I can't lol. Cheap Mexican restaurants are a good option. You get a crap ton of delicious food for less than most fast food meals. Wife and I make a combined $90K a year. We eat out more than we cook. We just keep our other expenses fairly low. Our money goes to mortgage, retirement, and food. All of our hobbies are cheap free. If they don't cook, there is a very high chance that they grew up in a wealthy household, because in poor and middle class household, kids generally learn how to cook by the time they are teens. I use coupons extensively. There's always good deals if you search around. It's about what you choose to prioritize, what you're eating out, and if any of it turns into leftovers, or they just make more than you. For me, I can't afford it. I was doing it every day for all my meals. Now I added up all the money I was spending for 1 month. I had exactly 90 items, came out to over $1,000. I realized I could be saving for a house if I just went grocery shopping. Now I spend $100 on food a week. I cook every other night and eat leftovers in between. I also put $250 a week into my savings for a house. I'm now to a point with work and motivation to put back a $500 a week. My friend who does this makes like $250,000. And she's single and has no kids. That's how she affords it. She's a brilliant web developer with a degree from Harvard. My partner and I combined earn about $400K a year. That's how we afford it. Meal planning and cooling and cleaning is a lot more work than just ordering deliveries. I mean, we will eat things like cereal for breakfast. But yeah, otherwise we eat out or order in. I know several nurses that do this. One nurse I talked to said he pays roughly $1,000 on meals because he eats out constantly. He makes enough money that he's able to just do that, I guess. I was just thinking about this. Personally, I don't think you can call yourself an adult if you can't cook a somewhat nutritious meal for yourself. I also roll my eyes when the same people have strong opinions about food. It's like me commentating on ice hockey when I can't even skate. Well, Honsalty, cooking for one person is just not worth it, except you wanna eat the same meal for 3 days. This is the exact reason why I get pissed off when people complain about not having enough money. Because 99% of the time, those people eat out 24/7. Like, bro, you're suffocating your own finances because you refuse to cook yourself. They can't afford. Check out the poverty finance subreddit. That being said, I work in a bar at a very, very wealthy town. There's definitely people that eat out every single day for every single meal. But their household incomes are in the millions. So what's spending $200 for dinner to them? Then I have a coworker that does the same, yet makes maybe $60,000 a year. She's behind on her rent. Since I work in a restaurant, eating at one has lost its luster a little bit. I actually really enjoy cooking my own food and eating it in the comfort of my home.